Hello, Book Talk. It's Rhiannon, and yes, hi. And I'm going to be talking to you today about lessons in chemistry. Oh my god, this book is amazing. But I am going to put trigger warning because it doesn't say anywhere on the book. There is a trigger warning for sexual assault. It happens quite early on in the book as well. And obviously, trigger warning about sexism and lying and things like that. So if you get triggered with any of those, please do know before you jump into this book there is a trigger warning for sexual assault. The book follows a scientist in chemistry called Elizabeth Sott, and she is amazing. I read this book and I felt like if she was born in a different time, she would ace it. But because she was born and lived in a time where women were basically meant to be in the kitchen, looking after the kids, being at your husband's beck and call, and not really doing very much in science or chemistry and things like that, then so she falls in love, meets this guy, has a kid. Tragedy strikes as well in this book. I must say I love the dog. 630, the dog is the best character in this book, to be honest. He's so I don't know why I like 630 so much, but he's like the dog being its own character kind of gives the book that extra pizzazz, I think. So Elizabeth gets, sacked from her job, and then she is approached by this guy that his daughter also goes to, her daughter's school, and asks her to be a TV chef, basically, and she starts supper at 6. I loved the fact that when you're reading the supper at 6 stuff, that you're also you feel like you're a member of the audience and stuff as well. So that was pretty cool, and I like the fact that Elizabeth sort of doesn't do the normal cooking show. She makes it all about chemistry, and everyone laps it up. Apart from the top people and her producer, who I think at times I thought he was going to have a mini heart attack at one point and keel over with Elizabeth's demands and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. And then I love her daughter Madeline, or Mad for short. She is amazing, little girl as well. There's a subplot with her trying to find what happened, wants to discover a past, like all kids do. They at some point they want to discover where they come from and things like that. And we meet an array of characters and things like that. And I loved Elizabeth. I could relate to Elizabeth at times. Sometimes I'm not a scientist by no means, but the way she approaches stuff and life, I could definitely relate. And I'm so glad I am a woman in 2023 because I have more choices. I have more, I get more choices now than say if I grew up in the 1960s, I wouldn't have had a choice in the matter or be listened to or heard. I think I could feel Elizabeth's frustration with that, trying to get into scientist magazines and things like that, and trying to be heard when the world is all men orientated and men led, if you know what I mean. And it was great as well. I forgot to mention in the trigger warning part, there is a trigger warning for suicide. She does talk about suicide in this book as well. So yeah, trigger warning for sexual assault and suicide. So if you want to read this book, if you want to go and read this book, then please do. But just be aware that there is trigger warning for things that some people may or may not want to read. But yeah, I love the cover. The cover's great. The character development was amazing. I didn't want it to end. It took me quite a while. I must admit, I love the UK cover better than the American cover. The American cover looks really weird and romancy, but this is no way a romancy book. You know, this is more like a STEM book, but there is no way, well, there is romance in it, but she doesn't meet, there's romance at the beginning, but she doesn't meet she doesn't meet anyone else romantically either, because she also grieves, and things like that, and by no means is this a cutesy romance, blah, 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 cutesy romance book. It is a serious novel, and I like the character, and it's a great STEM read. I like the fact that there are more books focusing on STEM related stuff. I've got quite a few that I need to read. But yeah, this book is one of my favourite books of the year so far, I think. I gave it 5 stars, but it's definitely... I know there's a mixed bag of people that do or do not like it. This would be a really great beach read for you to read and zoom through. But yeah, I like the cover. The cover's amazing. The characters are amazing. I love the book. Go read the book. Like I say, don't judge a book by the character, or by the cover. Don't judge the book by the cover. Also, it is coming out as a TV show on Apple Plus, which I sadly cannot watch because I do not have Apple Plus TV. But yeah, if you're interested, it is going to be a TV show, and it's going to have Brie Larson in playing Elizabeth Zott. So I'm quite excited about that. But yeah, it's going to be on. It's on Apple Plus. I don't want it to be on Apple Plus because I want to watch the TV show. Anyway, I'm babbling. I hope you all have a good day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.